For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
News team, assemble!
Joining us live, because if you want to know anything about the Outer Banks, Sam Walker's the dude to fill you in.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
Always appreciate talking to you.
Always good stuff with Sam Walker in the Outer Banks.
Now here's Les Nessman and the news.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Sam Walker, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Little choppy video issue this morning, so bear with us. There's a lot going on here. We were a little bit later getting on than we wanted to because, well, we got some breaking cool video that we've got up at obxtoday.com right now. Fireball over the Prairie Tuck Sound last night in Corolla, at least from our angle. One of our neighbors was able to provide us video with that. About 3:30 this morning, that fireball was spotted. So if you've got a camera that happens to be looking east, you might want to get that, pull that video right before 3:30. It's only going to last a couple of seconds. And I'll show it to you in just a moment here on OBX Today Live as we get going on this Tuesday morning, the 25th of January. Glad to have you along with us on the program. Get our camera adjusted slightly here. There we go. Junk all over the place. We've been working with our cameras to get a little better stability with the camera anyway, but a little streaming issue this morning. I apologize for that for some of you. Hopefully that has all cleared up. Checking the comments real quick. Good morning, George, out in Connecticut, checking in with us this morning. We've got quite a bit to get to. We're going to look back at our last storm system and look ahead to the possibility of another storm system this coming weekend. Yay! Can't seem to catch a break on that, can we? Winter, when we thought, La Nina winter usually means very quiet for us winter weather-wise. Hasn't been the case as we got our first accumulating snowfall here on the Outer Banks in 4 years. Over the weekend. You see our live shot there from Corolla at the Corolla Light Resort. Still some snow up in the dunes that is still there. It's been taking a lot longer to melt than the last couple of systems. Today we're going to see a lot of more melting today, although got more clouds and sun now. Originally I thought we were going to see kind of a mixture of clouds and sun today in the OBX Today Weather Center forecast. Now it's looking more like a cloudy day. That's going to slow the melt, but we're still going to get up into the 50s. So a lot of what's out there is going to be gone on the mainland and in Corolla and Duck. That's where really the only snow. In fact, I went down Saturday afternoon after things had calmed down a lot, and the snow was gone from the Highway 12 intersection south, but it started to pick up right there, and then picked up as we got as you head north up into Southern Shores, Duck and Corolla on the beach, and of course on the mainland. We got 6 inches of snow here. In fact, let me pull up the graphics here that we've got from the National Weather Service, because they did a great job of summarizing what we had as far as the snowfall. Here is the map from the National Weather Service Wakefield, since we'll start there because that was where the most of the snowfall was. And you can see the highest totals ranging from 8 inches just north of Elizabeth City. That was the highest report that we got. Then you get up over to Currituck, where I'm at 6 inches, 6 inches off of off Grandy, Poplar Branch, that area down to Jarvisburg, 6.5. Then it really dropped right off to about 2 inches. Once you got south of about Powell's Point is where the snow really dropped off. But all the way up to the state line, 6, 7 inches, and then even some higher amounts over towards Gibbs Woods, which is across the Northwest River from Moyock. That's Tulls Bay right here. I'm not sure if my cursor is showing up all that well, but that's Tulls Bay, and then up the Gibbs Woods area on up into southeastern Chesapeake, and southern Virginia Beach got possibly up to 8 inches, even higher amounts. 8.5 was the highest stormfall total reported in the Wakefield forecast area. Let's go over to the map from the National Weather Service in Newport, Morehead City. This was the snowfall reports that they had. Zooming down on that as well as I wanted to. There we go. You can see about 4.5 in southern Beaufort County. Even higher amounts up along right around Plymouth, where the Roanoke River and the Albemarle Sound meet. About 3 inches over towards Columbia. 1 inch to 2 inches up on the North Beach, north end of Roanoke Island. Mans Harbor got about 2 inches. 1.5 inches in Manio and even Nags Head, and about 2 inches Southern Shores and into Duck. But then, as we showed you on the previous map, the numbers really go up when you get over going up Corolla. 5.2 inches, 3 inches, but even higher amounts in Corova. And that was kind of what we saw if you checked out all the photos we got from folks over the weekend on Saturday. This was how things looked at one of the ramps up at Corova Beach not long after sunrise on Saturday. And we can take a ride. We'll do that for you because we've even got video from Corolla. From Duck, rather. This is from OBX Sunrise on Facebook. She does a great job. Barbara Ann Bell going out and getting photos and video of sunrises here on the Outer Banks just about every day. She's got a really cool Facebook page she does that on. And she shared that video with us of taking a ride up to through Duck on Saturday morning. And that's what you're looking at right now. I hope. Again, we do have a little bit of video issue for you folks on Facebook. You can always go over to YouTube. It seems to be running pretty stable. But our Facebook feed seems to be running a little choppy this morning. So bear with us here. But this is a ride right on up through Duck Village on Saturday morning after the storm had moved through. Was still a little bit of light snowfall falling at this point. There she goes by Red Sky. There she goes by Kellogg Building. And coming up on the bank there in Duck and the Cotton Gin. And on around the curve there, our DVO, there's DVO. So Duck United Methodist Church on the left, the water tower. We'll skip ahead a little bit as you get farther up north into the village. Here's how things looked. Oh, we'll jump back just a little bit. Coming up towards Tommy's. And then jump ahead on over to the Sunset Grill area. So that's how things looked on Saturday morning in Duck. We're going up towards even farther north, towards the pier area, towards the Duck Pier area. You can really see how much the snowfall kicked up. As you got farther north you went on the beach, the better the snowfall was. So again, thanks to Barbara Ann Bell at OBX Sunrise on Facebook for that video from the weekend from Saturday's storm. So Saturday storm gone. We still got some snow out there. Still got a little bit of snow. Some slick spots on inland roads, mainly the secondary roads. That's where the problems have been reported this morning. Give you an idea. Here's how things look right now. Our latest camera shot from NCDOT at Puddin Ridge Road in Moyock. Road's a little wet. Temperatures above freezing, actually. So what refreezing we had is pretty much over, but you still got a lot of wet parking lots. You got wet secondary roads, and of course still some a few little spots here. The shady spots that haven't dried out or melted yet. Farther south, here's Sligo. You can see how wet it is there in the intersection with all that snow runoff. But again, temperatures are above freezing this morning, so things are getting much better. That's the scene in Barco. Then you get across the right Memorial Bridge. Still a little bit of snow on the side of the road there in Kitty Hawk. That was really the line of the snow that lasted past Saturday morning was 158 coming into Kitty Hawk, because once you get farther south. But then you go over to Corolla. That's right at the Currituck Clubhouse Road and Highway 12. A lot of snow still on the ground there. Sand was the big issue. Didn't really have any major overwash problems. A little bit of water over the roads at the motels with the storm system. A lot of sand blown on Highway 12, though. It was really deep Saturday morning. Actually, Friday morning. In fact, a lot of sand was reported on Highway 12 on Pea Island. In fact, it was so deep some cars couldn't make it through. But we're not seeing any problems today. There's a shot from Elizabeth City. You can see how much snowpack they still have over there, where they got 6-7 inches. And then again, we've got all these different posts that we have on that story at obxtoday.com. Just search Good Morning SnowBX, and you'll find it. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll find a lot of these same photos. A lot of folks shared photos with us. Oh, here's a cool video. Let's see if I can get this pull up. This was from, I don't know if we're going to, but it's going to take too long to pull up here. We got the video from the top of the Currituck Beach Lighthouse. If you go to the Currituck Beach Lighthouse Facebook page, they've got a lot of great video from up there of the scene as it looked from the lighthouse over Corolla on Saturday morning. And then there's those shots from the Corova Beach Volunteer Fire Department and how bad things got in Corova. But all that's on our Facebook page, the SBX Today Facebook page. You scroll down after you watch us today. You can check that out, or you can go to obxtoday.com. Just search SnowBX, SNOBX, and you can click on those links to find all of those photos. So what's going to happen coming up later this week? Well, National Weather Service is watching for a storm system that could potentially cause problems for us Friday night and into Saturday morning. It really looks like it's going to be it's a hit and miss event, a hit and miss, meaning the forecast right now is not really certain. Another coastal storm is going to come through. The big headlines, of course, here on the land is the possibility of accumulating snow. Looks like we do have that chances again from Oregon Inlet north on the beaches, and then from north of the Pamlico River on up to Virginia. But we're not looking at a large snowfall event here like we had this past weekend, maybe in dusting to an inch, but there's still a lot of question marks about exactly what this storm system is going to do. So still too soon to really have a good idea of exactly what we're going to see with regards to our next winter weather event. It may be more of a blow and rain situation. We're probably looking at a little bit more of a nor'easter coastal storm overwash event with this next one compared to what we had with this last one, because we almost no ocean overwash, just a little bit of minor overwash in Buxton. That was it, and a little bit of sound side flooding on Hatteras Village and Ocracoke, but it was just minor. Maybe a little bit more on both sides of the Outer Banks. Out of this one, again, this is Friday night into early Saturday morning. It's going to be a quick mover, so whatever snow we get is not going to be around all that long, but the winds may be for a little bit. But again, forecast still coming into focus. Give it a couple of days. Of course, this last storm system, all the forecasts pretty much nail what happened. This one we'll see. We'll get more briefings out as the day goes on in the next couple of days from the National Weather Service. And of course, we'll keep you up to date with it right here and at obxtoday.com. It's OBX Today Live for this Tuesday, January the 25th. I'm Sam Walker. Glad to have you with us as always. And we will take a break and come back here on this Tuesday edition of OBX Today Live, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. Stay around.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
Our pet of the week for this week is Dorothy. Dorothy has been with us at the shelter for far too long and just wants to click her heels together to disappear to her forever home. Dorothy is 13 years old and was found as a stray. She may only have one eye, but that doesn't stop her from finding you and getting tons of love. She is super affectionate and very healthy for her age. To adopt Dorothy or foster one of our other animals, you can come visit us Monday through Sunday at our shelter located in Manio. The Donna Hannah Walker Fund has allowed the SPCA to waive all adoption fees of senior animals, so Dorothy is able to be taken home free of adoption fees. For more information, visit our website at www.obxspca.org or visit our OBX SPCA Facebook page.
Back here on OBX Today Live on Facebook and YouTube, presented by Gallup Funeral Services. The weather, of course, being as cold as it's gotten the last couple of weeks. Big issue with cold stun sea turtles. So if you do happen to take a stroll along the sound side or the ocean side, keep an eye out for sea turtles because those cold stuns have been reported, quite a few over the last couple of weeks on Hatteras and Ocracoke. This is typical when we see a quick drop in the water temperatures, coupled with these cold air temperatures. So keep that in mind. The town of Duck yesterday put out a short news release announcing that they have an idea now, better idea, when the first beach nourishment project their beach nourishment project is going to take place in 2022. This is the first town to give us a better idea of when the beach nourishment is going to take place in their town. Let's see if I can get this map. Oh, okay. There's a little bit, okay. We had a map courtesy of the town of Duck that was supposed to be available. Let me see if I can get this to come up here. I had it in our story yesterday, but I'm not sure where exactly it went. So let's see. We're going to zoom down on this one. This will give you an idea where they're talking about. It's essentially north of the Army Corps of Engineers Pier. That's where the project, the southern boundary of the project is. And it's going to go up north to Skimmer Way. And I apologize. I believe that's going to be, just as you get into Sanderling. There's Ocean Pines. So off Ocean Pines. Let's see. Acorn Oak, Sound Sea Avenue, Carroll Drive, Sea Turn. Tranquil, but essentially Trinity, Mallard, Diane Street, Old Squaw Drive, Springtail. Again, that's where the beach nourishment project is going to be taking place in Duck. Now, it's going to be, looks like a roughly 3-week period, possibly starting around the middle of August, running to the first week into right before Labor Day. Or you could start a little bit later. It all depends on the weather, all depends on what happens, with the other projects. Now, this is just the Duck portion that they're talking about late August, mid to late August, when they're talking about doing the beach nourishment north of Duck Pier. The Southern Shores section, we don't have a date yet on that. We also don't have a date yet for Kitty Hawk, Kill Hills, and South Nags Head, Avon, and Buxton. It's all going to take place sometime between early May and September. That's kind of the range that we've got so far. But now that Weeks Marine has put out when they're talking about doing the Duck part, that gives us an idea that they probably have their schedule kind of tentatively set, and we should be getting the word on that from the rest of the towns over the next couple of days, and Dare County as far as what they're thinking. Weeks Marine is going to handle everything from Kill Devil Hills up to Duck. Great Lakes Dock and Dredge is going to be handling the South Nags Head project and the Avon Buxton project. So you got two different companies working again on these beach nourishment projects. Weeks Marine had the Buxton project a couple of years ago. This is the first time they've done the northern beaches. Great Lakes Dock and Dredge has done all the other projects on the northern beaches previously. So we'll see. But pretty much essentially it's the same thing. The pipes out there, they bring those ships in to burrow the sand and put it in the pipes, pump it on shore. You got bulldozers and trucks on the beach. They're usually worked 2 or 3 days in one particular area and then move either north or south. So those of you who are planning your vacations for 2022, have already booked your houses and things like that, or those of you who live on the ocean front or, go out on the beach, just know that there are going to be stretches of beach that are going to be being worked on at times from about mid-May until early September, all depending on how the weather goes. But we already know when Duck is going to be doing their project, and that is going to be around early to mid-August to early to mid-September over a 3-week period. I think it'll take about 3 weeks to do the Duck section. Of course, that all depends on equipment and weather. Tomorrow, the North Carolina Ferry Division will be hosting a job fair going on in Elizabeth City at the NC Works Center in Jordan Plaza. That's at the NC Works Career Center, Jordan Plaza, right off of Ehringhaus Street. And that Jordan Plaza is the little strip mall to the left of Southgate Mall. Fair runs from 10 a.m. to 3:30. They will be adhering to COVID safety protocols, so face coverings will be required and social distancing. Applications being accepted for all positions at all experience levels, from entry-level parking lot attendants to experienced boat captains. Both temporary summer employment and full-time permanent positions are available. Among the benefits of working for the Ferry Division include competitive salaries, year-round full-time permanent employment, health insurance, retirement benefits, paid vacation, holidays, and sick leave. If you're interested in attending the job fair, bring your resume and supporting documents. Representatives from the Ferry Division will be on hand to explain the various positions available and opportunities for advancement. There's other fairs coming up February 2nd in Morehead City, February 9th in Greenville, and February 16th in Charlotte. To get all the details, you can go to obxtoday.com right now to find out more. The Outer Banks Community Foundation is now accepting applications from nonprofits for its quarterly community enrichment grants. That has getting underway, just got underway. The deadline for submission of those grant applications is this Friday at midnight. They can be submitted at obcf.org. That, of course, is the Outer Banks Community Foundation's website. We need to get Chris Allen back on, talk more about some of the stuff that they've announced recently, some of these cool grants and other opportunities that have come up. So we need to get Chris back here on the program real soon at the Outer Banks Community Foundation to talk about that more. Those of you who play tennis and even maybe a little pickleball using the tennis courts at the Family Recreation Park in Kill Devil Hills, they have reopened. That's after some storm damage that was caused by winds back in November. And they have gotten things reopened there at the tennis courts at Family Recreation Park in Killable Hills. They reopened to everyone yesterday. All right, we'll take a break, come back with sports next here on OBX Today Live, so stick around.
For over 15 years, Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated has been a beacon of light, guiding local families through difficult times. Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated proudly provides all families with compassionate choices for professional funeral care at reasonable prices. Get the answers you need 24 hours a day. No answering services, hidden costs, add-on fees, confusing fine print, or those scary-looking contracts. Remember, Gallup Funeral Services owns and operates the only crematory in Dare County, keeping our cremations affordable and convenient. Gallup Memorial Chapel in Bargo, North Carolina is now open and minutes from Moyock and Elizabeth City. From traditional church services and graveside burials to direct cremations and advanced planning, let Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated light the way for your family. Don't be pressured or confused by the other funeral homes. It's always your choice. Choose Gallup Funeral Services Incorporated. Call Courtney at 252-216-8030 to get a plan started today, and visit our new website at gallupfuneralservices.com.
All right, back on OBX Today Live here on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning, Julie. Thanks. Yeah, it was a cool sunrise this morning. It didn't last. I mean, it wasn't all that great. It was red. It was a red sky in the morning. So yeah, a little overcast now. Marianne up in Douglasville, PA, saying good morning. Thanks. Peggy in Ephrata. I think I got that right. And of course, George in Connecticut. Merman Dan always checking in. It's either warm and raining or cold and inhospitable out on the sound. It's been that way. The weather's not been all that great for getting out on the water this winter, unlike the last couple of winters. But, you know, hey, every 4 years it seems like we get some snow. That's what happened. All right, sports. High school basketball tonight. Let's see. We got Cape Hatteras traveling to Mattamuskeet. Corey Tuck is at Camden. And Ridgecroft at Terracea. Other games in the mainland. Hertford County at Pascal. St. Perquimans at Washington County. College basketball last night. North Carolina ends its two-game losing streak with a 78-68 win. Tar Heels now 10-0 at home this year. Wake Forest with an 87-57 thumping of Boston College. Wake has won 3 games by 20 or more points in a row for the first time since Chris Paul was leading things for the Deacs. And Virginia beat Louisville 64-52. Tonight, Duke's home to take on Clemson at 7 o'clock. All right, and finally, let's check out this video that we got sent to us from one of our neighbors. Christina Uloa, who lives up on the other end of the island from me here on Church's Island, Water Lily, on the Currituck Sound. She sent us video this morning of a little celestial event. It doesn't last all that long. There you go. It's up in the top right corner. Let me turn the bug off. You see, watch the top right corner. There you go. That is a fireball that was seen over the Currituck Sound. That's a camera that's looking towards Corolla, and you can see the reflection as it drops out of the sky over the Currituck Sound before it goes away. It only lasted a couple of seconds. That's typical. A fireball usually is bright as you would see Venus in the morning or evening sky, or even brighter. This is much brighter. This is a pretty big magnitude on this fireball. Christina's report's the only one we've seen so far on the American Meteor Society's website. You can report fireballs there. So if you've got a camera that looks east, you want to go back to about 3:29. So just after, 3:29:30 is what the timestamp on her camera was. So right around 3:29:30 this morning. But if you've got a camera that looks east or northeast, looks towards the ocean, anywhere here on the Outer Banks, you might want to pull that video because you might very well have spotted and got this video. With that reflection, that's really, 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 really close to the ground. We've put it out on Twitter about this. We'll see if I've got any responses yet about this one. And let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yep, just checking to see if there was any any responses yet on that one, other than what we've seen so far. Now, Christina was the only one who got it. She's a local photographer. If you go to search Christina, Christina, ULLOA, photography.pixieset.com, you can check out her work. But she was more willing to share that with us here on OBX Today, and it looks like the Weather Channel's already picked it up as well. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's you can check it out at obxtoday.com. You can see that fireball coming out of the night sky over the Outer Banks around 3:30, just before 3:30 this morning. All right, OBX Today Weather Center forecast for today is going to be mostly cloudy with a high around 54, southwest winds around 10 miles an hour. Mostly cloudy and breezy tonight. Front's going to come through, drop us down to 34. Winds are going to pick up out of the north at 15 to 20 with gusts up to 30 overnight. Partly sunny, breezy on Wednesday, high of 41 with north winds 20 to 30. Wednesday night, partly cloudy and 29. Thursday, sunny and 43. Then Friday, mostly cloudy, chance of rain in the afternoon with a high 48. Friday night rain mixing with snow in the overnight, then changing to all snow after midnight. It's going to be blustery with lows around 30. Then Saturday, a chance of snow in the morning, chance of rain through midday. Breezy and a high 40, then sunny and 39 on Sunday. Coastal marine forecast today, very, very quiet. Only looking at 1 foot waves or less in the sound. Seas around 3 feet with southwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. Next tide change at Oregon Inlet's a high tide at 1 o'clock. Sunset tonight at 5:22. Sunrise tomorrow at 7:06. And currently outside the studios in uptown Nags Head, cloudy skies and 40 degrees. And the melting continues. And that's going to do it for today's edition of OBX Today Live. I'm Sam Walker. Thanks for joining us today. As always, presented by Gallup Funeral Services on Facebook and YouTube. Mash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell to know whenever we go live. We will see you next time here on OBX Today Live. Have a great Tuesday, everybody, and thanks for all the birthday wishes, everyone. We'll see you.